Hi, welcome back to New Day, New Way. I'm Anne Marie. If you're new to the channel, I am a writer and an entrepreneur, online entrepreneur. And I created this channel to help others as well as myself. We are creating our best selves so that we may create our best lives with New Day, New Way. So I hope you'll hang out, check out a few more videos. Before you do anything else though, please go down to the left and smash the subscribe. Just poke it and then hit the bell. And then you'll get notified when I have content uploaded that you might be interested in. Today we're going to talk about reactions, your reactions to specific things like compliments and criticism. So we're going to be right back with that in just a moment. Hi, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about reactions. Our reactions as individuals that we need to take responsibility for and own, and how we maybe could change the paradigm just a little bit on what people say to us in the form of compliment or criticism, how it affects us, how it affects our conversation with ourselves. Remember the other video the other day about vocabulary and our language and how we speak with ourselves. So specifically compliments and criticism. And the reason I chose those two is because those are two things that I've always had trouble with. I was not a person who was used to receiving compliments. And I found that as a young adult, I was very, very awkward with receiving compliments. It got to be kind of really like I was a dork. If someone complimented something that I couldn't really help, like, oh, you have the prettiest blue eyes, you know. And I was, oh yeah, I get them from my dad, thanks. And just kind of brush it off because I didn't have anything to do with that, but thanks so much. But I felt weird expressing, you know, yeah, I own that. I have pretty blue eyes, and I do have pretty blue eyes. So the person that complimented me walks away going, oh, okay, you know, she's a little weird. Someone says to me, oh, I love your dress. That looks really nice on you. It's a great color. And I find myself saying something like, oh, thanks, I had no idea what to wear, and this is old, and you know, and you immediately just like undercut the compliment. What's that about? Why are we undercutting our compliments? Because we're uncomfortable, because we're not having the right conversation with ourselves. Okay, getting ready to say something I've never said. I'm 53, never said this in my life. I used to get this compliment a lot, more often in life than not. I've been chubby or carrying a little extra weight. And I would get compliments like this. Oh, you have such a pretty face. It's a shame you're heavy. Or it's a shame you're chubby. You'd get noticed more with that pretty face if you looked like, and then just insert the name of someone with a really fantastic figure. I get these compliments. I used to. I don't get them anymore, thank God. But I get them a lot, and I call them backhanded compliments because, you know, while you're smiling, the backhand comes and whacks you in the face, and you're like, really? You know, and then I would take those things to heart, and I would stew over them, and I'd feel worthless, and I'd feel, you know, like my body had betrayed me, or, you know, why was this happening to me? Why did I have to look this awful? And it took some years. I've had people ask me, you know, what's the deal with you and not accepting compliments and not really. It's not that I have no confidence in myself, because I absolutely do. I know what my skills and talents are. I understand when I look good and when I don't look good. And we all have what I call trash days, where we all look like dumpster babies. And I clean up pretty well. I've cleaned up pretty well on more than a few occasions. So it's not that I have no confidence in myself. It's that I tended to see myself as the other person, or how I thought the other person was seeing me. Now, the catch-22 is you honestly never know how that other person is seeing you. Truth. They can tell you that they love what you did with your eye makeup, or that your hair looks awesome, or, you know, what have you, but you really don't know how that other person sees you. As a matter of fact, in your lifetime, you're the only person that really doesn't see you, except in the mirror, and you see a reflection. Okay? The person standing in front of you isn't seeing a reflection. They're seeing you. They're hearing your voice. They're seeing your face. If you notice, some people will watch your mouth while you talk. I used to be super nervous about that. I was really self-conscious. And it's something I just got past because it's something I do to other people. I tend to watch people's mouths while they talk, or, if their eyes are very expressive, and while people are having a conversation, they'll look at your hair, they'll look at your hands if you're like me and you talk with your hands. So you have to realize at some point that over criticizing yourself is kind of a form of ego. It's what I was taught. It's kind of a form of ego because you're so centered on yourself that you're centered on how do I look and how am I coming across and what are these people thinking of me, that you're not actually involved in what's going on around you. You're not appreciating the compliment, or you're not really listening to what the other person is saying. You're more concerned with how they're perceiving you because you're so afraid that they're going to say something that's going to hurt your feelings. Surely not everyone is like this. This was my experience as a young person because this started when I was young. I got picked on a lot, and I was not a kid when I was very young who would stand up for myself. So all of these things get thrown into your head, and what is that line from the movie, the bad stuff's easier to believe? And it's all a bunch of hooey. That's what it is. It's all a bunch of hooey. It's what you say to yourself. It has nothing to do with anybody else. It doesn't have anything to do with your spouse, your children, the person at work that's jealous, or the person at work that likes you but still doesn't want to see you get ahead, the person up the street, the girls you hang out with. It doesn't have anything to do with what they think, how they see you, what they say to you, or what they don't say. What it has to do with is you. It has to do with your perception of you and whether or not you're okay with you. That's what it comes down to. It's not a fault blame game. It's not anything other than you getting comfortable with you. And the same thing applies on the converse of compliments to criticism. I used to be famous for saying, constructive criticism, yes, I can take, which was kind of a lie because nobody likes criticism. I mean, let's face it. Not anybody goes, oh God, I really hope they nitpick the hell out of what I just did. Nobody says that. And nobody, even in the kindest terms, it's difficult to accept criticism because if you've put forth something that you feel is your best effort, that you put a lot of time and energy into, and you just, I'm so proud of this, and then someone has a constructive criticism for you, it's difficult to sit back and go, well, they didn't think it was as great as I thought. I can remember in school turning in papers. I love to write. I'm a writer. I wasn't then. And I think, this is going to make you all think of, if you watch the Christmas Story movie, little Ralphie turns in the assignment and he thinks he's going to get an A. That's what I relate this to. But I turned in many a paper thinking, yeah, that's pretty awesome. Book report, I used to make up stories. I would not go read a book. I would make up a story. I would have a title of a book and an author. This was in high school. And I would write the report about a story that I created. Teacher didn't know. And I'd still get a B on a story that I created. And you come back and you go, really? Criticism? So nobody accepts criticism well. Least of all me. But if it comes from someone who you trust, who has your best interest at heart, it's a little easier to take. Like a trusted spouse that's your best friend, or your best friend. Or I'm very, very close with my siblings. If my siblings are critical or they question something that I might be doing, or it's because they have my best interest at heart. They want to see me do well. And so they come at you with those kind of people will come at you with a little different angle. But criticism, whether it comes from someone mean-spirited or constructive, is still accepted by you in whatever manner you choose. That's the beauty of this whole segment right here, is that it's all about your choice. You choose what you take and how you tell it to your brain, right? So if I make this video and I post it on like my blog site, and I put you put the little, you type notes or whatever at the top. And so I put that up there and go, well, the edits could be better, or I kind of lost my train of thought a couple of times, but it's a good, So why would I pre-qualify something like that? Why would I go ahead and undercut myself before anyone's had a chance to watch it? The reason people do it is because they feel like it's the same reason I used to make jokes about myself People do self-deprecating humor, which can be funny. It's so that it it takes the sting out when somebody else comes back and maybe has a criticism. So why would I deliberately post this? Trying to help other people, maybe you, okay? Why would I undercut it and go, well, I could have worn a different color blouse, or maybe I shouldn't have had a ponytail, or I could have put on, I'm really not a makeup person, as you can tell. That's not a disclaimer, that's just who I am, and I'm okay with that. But I'm not apologizing for anything, and I'm not saying, yeah, cut me some slack, because this is what I do. This is who I am, and this is what I have to say because I think it'll help you. So when you sit back and you start to say things differently to your brain, okay, well, she told me that possibly blue would be a better color for me on video. I'm going to take that to heart, and just in a positive way, I'm going to see what I have in blue, and if not, I'll go purchase something. Maybe blue would be a better color for me with my eyes. And take that to mean, that they're trying to help you. Maybe they say, well, I really never noticed before, Marie, but you have a slight lisp. Well, I never noticed it before either until I started doing it. Sorry, I really never did. I'm a singer, a writer. I've done public speaking. I've done training of employees. I've stood in front of people and done speaking things most of my adult life. Worked with the public most of my adult life. Never really stopped to wonder if I had a lisp. Didn't really care, and I still don't. When I first started doing videos for YouTube, it was a little bit like, oh, okay. But I didn't go into this panic, and it can be a little daunting getting used to seeing your own face. So what I'm getting back to, I'm going to say this for the very first time. I've never said this to myself, but this is something I want you to do as well. Guy, girl, whatever. I like my face. Did you say it? I like my face. Find something about your face to like. Now I'm going to look away from the camera. I like my cheekbones, and I like my blue eyes. And I'm not going to say, well, I like this, but I don't like that. I'm 53. My gray's showing. I'm proud of that. I'm a grandma. Okay. Did you say I like my face? Look at your face. I like my face. I have never in my life said that because I've never liked my face. And for a while now, it's not been a problem, but I've never said the words, I like my face. Say it. And then say it again. And then tomorrow, say it again. Because your brain takes that in. Your brain does not distinguish whether you're giving it BS or you're giving it truth or you're giving it lies or you're giving it, The brain doesn't distinguish. The brain says, this is what you said, so now this is what we're doing. Brain takes in, oh, if she likes her face. So that becomes a pattern, electronic pattern in the brain. I like my face. Do it before you put on makeup. Do it after. If you're a guy and you don't put on makeup, do it before you shave. I like my face. If you're a guy, and I don't know what guys do, and I'm not making fun of you in any way, but a little bit of scruff, not a bad thing. I don't know. I know what my husband does, and he doesn't care if it's scruffy one day. Like your face. Look at your face. Don't pick it apart. Oh, my nose is too big. Oh, my ears. Oh, my, Give yourself, just throw that all out with the wash. Throw it out with the bad water, whatever you want to call it. Just say, I like my face. That's where you start. And once you start feeling more positive from saying that and starting to, your brain starts to believe, okay, she likes her face. So that's going to adjust the filter through which you see your face. Okay? I have curvy hips. Instead of saying, I make jokes about, with my fat butt, Mama gonna eat cake with her fat butt. Everybody makes jokes. It's a society thing. But I don't really have a fat butt. I have curvy hips. Okay. So curvy hips. Yay me. Do you have straight hips? Are you proud of your figure? You're in the gym, you work out, and you've got, whatever hourglass figure, if that's you or what have you. I've worked hard for my abs. I've worked hard for my legs, and I'm proud of myself. Say it to yourself, because I guarantee you, even the people who work hard for that good body, they've got something about themselves that they're not happy with. So practice saying these things to yourself, because then whatever anybody else says to you is just It's just extra. It's just something that you can, if it's positive, you can take it and thank you very much. Now, you don't want to be that person that goes, yeah, I know. I've complimented people. Have you ever done this? Complimented people. Oh, you look so pretty today. Yeah, I know. I've actually had people say that to me, and I'm like, well, more power to you, you know. Didn't steal my joy in giving the compliment. I expressed what I thought. Hopefully it made their day. If it didn't, I don't really care. But yeah, this way, if someone does express something positive, then you're more likely to smile and go, thank you. Thank you, because your mind says, somebody agrees with me. Somebody else thinks I look pretty today. Somebody else likes that I'm wearing, I guess this is red. And your mind starts to process things differently. First of all, it makes you feel better. And secondly, it takes the stress away of, oh my gosh, somebody criticized me, or oh my gosh, somebody paid me a compliment and it's not true. It's not true. I'm not pretty. It's not true. I didn't do a good job. Of course it's true. Of course it's true. If you feel like you did a good job, then you say to yourself, I did a good job. There's so many things that we can do just by changing the way we talk to ourselves. And then we stop putting the blame on other people for what they say or something that they may have told us that might have hurt our feelings or may have made us be a little off center. It's not them. And it's not their fault, especially if they thought they were paying you a compliment and it came out wrong. It's not about them. It's about you. It's about how you perceive you. It's about how you take in what's said and done and how you process that. Okay? So I hope that was helpful. It's not a be-all, end-all cure. It's not like Marie says, just do this and everything's going to be, this is a step in the process. And also, I will tell you this, if you suffer from mild depression, and by that I mean you haven't had to be hospitalized or you don't see a therapist. I'm not a therapist, so, but I call it everyday depression that most of us have that sneaks up on us just like that for absolutely no reason. This is something that will help you with that. It's a tool that you can use on days when you just feel overwhelmed or you feel stressful, how you talk to yourself, and not just about your face, about anything that you do well or anything that you want to do, dream-wise or goal-wise. You're going to have days where you feel down, but how you learn to talk to yourself, you'll find that, or I have, that during those days, you take a moment and you go, okay, this doesn't feel really good, but it's going to pass. It's going to pass because I have things to do and I'm excited about them. And sure, this happens once in a while, but this is not who I am. It's just what's happening today. Perspective, how you talk to yourself. Try it and see. There'll be more on this. We're going to expanding as we go on through, because this is just something I'm just going to follow all the way through to them. We're going to talk about what we eat and why. We're going to talk about a lot of different things coming up. So I hope that you'll come back and see me at New Day, New Way. I'm very excited about this little series. It's not a series I'm titling. I'm not that formal, but I hope you'll hang out with me and come back and see me. Tell your friends, share it with somebody that you think might need to have that message today. And don't forget to subscribe before you leave. And don't leave. I mean, why leave? Go look at another video. Anyway, I appreciate your time today. I appreciate you hanging out with me. And I will see you very, very soon. Okay?